Hey Bass Busters, it's Jack. Told you the other day that I got myself a new kayak. This is the Ascend 12T, sold at Bass Pro Shop and Cabela's, and I just installed a anchor trolley, the Yak Attack heavy duty anchor trolley, and I wanted to make sure that if I was going to install an anchor trolley that I just did it right from the beginning rather than having to upgrade later. So I got the heavy duty model. It comes with inside plates. So here at the lock lever, there's a plate inside the kayak that this screws into, and this extra screw is also screwing into that plate. That's why there's an extra screw there. At the pulleys, same thing. There's an extra screw because the plate on the inside has 3 screw holes, so I put in the 3 screws. The pulley works wonderfully, and the reason it won't move right now is because I put the lever lock in place. I do need to adjust the tension on it a little bit. That's a work in progress. They say don't put too much tension on it, but then you don't put tension on it and it drips down here into what would be the water level. So anyway, as I was doing this, there are some tricks that have to be done, and one of those tricks is having to get the plates inside when there are no hatches. So for the Ascend 12T, what I did to access was I took off one rod holder. I'll be putting that back on momentarily. And this gave me access to be able to fish the wire in here, use string to pull it back and forth. The one thing that I did different than most of these guys have done, and it's the only thing that I've done different, I learned everything from them, but I figured I didn't want bolts running around. And there's a guy with an orange kayak, I think it's Fish Kayak or Kayak Fish USA. Anyway, he was great. He demonstrated how to put this thing on wonderfully. And as I was watching him, he dropped a couple of bolts into his hole, because when you cut the string to allow the plate to take place and to screw into the plate, he didn't have anything tied to it. So what I did was I tied an extra line to, I tied an extra line to the screws, the bolts that are the nuts that I was using to force the plate into place. Then I pulled, let's see if I can demonstrate. So I had these nuts here. This line was coming back out through the hull to me. So those nuts are inside. The strings that were attached coming through the holes to put the screws in, I fed those in with some wire that I had. The bungee cord I didn't want to go out and buy. The string definitely wouldn't have been sufficient, even though there was a guy who used a fishing rod to help fish the string. I decided that since I had this wire, I would use it, and I used it like I was fishing electrical wire through conduit. Anyway, I fed that through. It came in. I got the string down in here out of the hole. I tied the strings to, I put the plate onto the string that was coming from the holes where they were going to be mounted, and then I tied the end of that string to these nuts so that when I cut the string, the nuts were tied to something else, and I was able to then pull them out, and I've got no nuts hanging around inside my hole. Anyway, the Yak Attack lever lock trolley line, it works really well. It was available on Amazon. I got it in less than 24 hours, and it is now installed. The next thing I am doing which I will preview right now, is I am installing an in-hole transducer, and I did this on my old kayak. So I took a Tupperware. This Tupperware is going to slide right into the hole here, right in there. And what it has, once I use some duck seal to seal the bottom to the kayak, I'll be able to fill this up with water and get good readings for the transducer that's going to go in there. The transducer I've already mounted to the lid, and it's one of these snap seal lids rather than a push on, so I can put this on right here after I put water in the tank well, so to speak. And these clip right into place and seal it up. Well, they will if I had two hands. So that would be right down in here, and then I would add water to that, and that will allow and I'll add the water right at whatever body of water I'm at. So that will allow me to put get the correct water temperature right off the bat. This will allow me to use my Clearview down scan on my Garmin Striker Plus CV, Striker 4, and I'll be able to not worry about picking up extra weeds as I'm fishing using a transducer. It'll also allow me to keep one more thing out of the way. Anyway, that's my anchor trolley system and my in-hole transducer. And if I come up with any other modifications or copy any modifications in the future, I'll let you know. If you like this, please feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you've got a friend, please feel free to share my site and ask them to join. Looking forward to continuing to do some more fishing, get the kayak out, and have a good summer. Have a great day, everybody.